Oh, I go by the name Sir Dave. Welcome to another episode of Real Matters. Today, the matter we get for Grab say, now this DNA, this Mobad and women matter see the trend for internet. Oh. And we can't get these two special guests in the house. Where we say, one, they talk, say, is it okay to ask your wife, say, okay, oh, I beg, this picking where you born for me, I know they convinced, say, na me get them. I beg, go do DNA. And we still get another person where they kick against us, saying a big disrespect to women for you to ask your wife to go do DNA. We get two guests for us today. And you know that for Real Matters, for every bus, there is a ghost. So I beg, we go allow our guests, make them introduce themselves. I beg, what's your name?
Latifa.
Latifa. I beg, what's your name, sir?
My name is Barrister Nicholas.
Barrister Nicholas. I beg, what you talk say, is it wrong with man asking his woman, say, I beg, this speaking where you born from you, I need DNA to confirm saying that me be the papa.
Why would I go marry person? We go court, we do legal marriage. We have agenda, we don't believe say we trust each other. Out of trust, you're supposed to believe that any child where I born for you now your pikin. So why you not go come meet me, tell me say you want to do DNA? That is an insult. You catch me with man before you tell me say you want to do DNA. It's like you telling me that I'm a cheating woman for you to ask me to do DNA. So it's a big disrespect.
You know say for a man, if he be say after I don't raise this pikin don't grow reach one level. He can't notice say okay this pikin where una born oh, this pikin no they behave like him. He no get your kind of attitude.
It's not
so,
my getting grandpa attitude. I get grandfather attitude. I mean get great grandfather attitude where you don't see before.
I bet my brother, you say it must for a man to ask a woman for DNA. What will be your point? I bet for that hear from you.
Okay, I'm going to draw your mind back to 1869 when a sociologist named Francis discovered DNA. DNA is not meant for only the paternity of a child. Okay? DNA has a lot of other aspects. One, it talks about the chromosome and protein of that child. It talks about the future inheritance of that child. It talks about future diseases that is related to that child. But most female look at the aspect of because DNA also exposes the paternity of that child. They found it difficult to go with it. But without looking at the other advantages of DNA. So I'll rest my case said. Let me hear from her.
So if DNA is actually exposing future diseases, future inheritance or whatever on the child body, why should someone request their wife to do DNA because of suspicions? Why shouldn't they? Why is it that it's only DNA is only enforced on women to do DNA? Why can't a woman willingly choose like, oh, okay, because I want to know more about my child. I want to know more about the background of this husband I married without checking his background in the first place.
Okay.
Why does a woman can't decide to do that? It's like you trying to find a reason to claim a woman is adultery. It's just a sexist way. It's what they call it is an egoism thing. Men just wanting to show that yes, they have power. So the only power they can have on woman now to catch the woman that this man is cheating on me is through DNA.
You know, because of the help of DNA, we've discovered so many marriages that men are raising kids they are not from them.
At the end of the day, children you trace, we have biological father and we have the social father. The social father at times is more important than the biological father.
That is not
because a biological father could be a sperm donor.
Okay.
A biological father could be a sperm donor. You don't even care about who he is. The father you care about is the father that raised you, the one that spent money on you, the one that was there for your breakdown, the one that gave you emotional support. That is the father. So at the end of the day, all those men you mentioned, their children are still their children. The only difference there is they're not the biological father.
Sorry, can I ask you a question? Sorry.
The only thing that is paying those men is not even the money they spent and everything, it's the fact that they were being lied to.
Sorry,
that's the only pain there. So which at the end of the day, all this DNA thing is just you looking for what you should not look for. Because at the end of the day, your child is your child.
Can I ask a question, please? You mentioned two things. You said there are social father, right?
Yeah.
And the biological father. Yeah.
Sorry to say, I don't know if you have heard about social father. The only two things I've heard about is biological father and father by adoption. Excuse me.
Yes, that's the
correct.
Wait, I'm coming. No. Let me.
No, but their child term they use as social father.
Allow me. No, you know why I said so? Back to the kids, the children. It still fall back to family. And I believe everybody, even the viewers know, that when we're growing up, they say family are word. I made up of father, mother, and children, and related by blood or by adoption. Yes or no?
Yes.
So you bring in another man's child that is not mine into my family is a paternity fraud that should be eradicated.
Family is also bound by law.
That's what I'm saying. But forcing a child to me.
You marry a woman by law, right?
Sure.
And the moment you marry that woman by law, everything she owns everything that comes out of her body is your own.
Including the child.
Yes, the
that
child
she
that
had.
comes out, whether she has from another man. That's why men marry.
Really?
When you marry a woman, you can take a child that she has given birth from other marriage. That child becomes your own by law.
The man is
Because once you
aware
marry a
that
woman-
she's bringing a child.
No.
But why will you, as a married
No.
woman,
The
still
only
be going
thing-
out
Let me-
to...
let
Why
me.
is a married man still going out? Don't let us go there because married men
Men's
still go
world.
out.
No.
That's just like men for that's an insult
No,
to
it's
men
not
because
my
this world is
fault.
not a man's
Let me
world.
come in there. Thank you. First of all, I will tell you this. I started with that what we call developed, underdeveloped, and developing country. Okay, in our country where we are presently, polygamous is not a sin. It is not a
Okay.
crime.
Yeah?
Okay, we have three forms of marriage. We have the monogamy, we have the polygamy, and we have the polyandry.
Yeah?
Good. The monogamy is a man, a wife. Polygamy means a man, many wives.
Yeah, many
And
wives.
polyandry means
A
a woman, many
two
husbands.
yeah?
Now, a woman, many husbands is not practiced in Africa as a whole. It's only practiced in the Western Indians. You can Google and check
It's
if I'm
actually
wrong.
practiced in Africa but
I'm
looked
coming.
down on.
No, it's not practiced in
It
Africa.
is, but it's looked down on.
Excuse me, it's not practiced in
How many
Africa.
people are practicing
I
this
have
here in
facts.
Africa?
Because it's
No.
looked down on because Africa
No,
is a
I'm coming.
misogynist country.
No, I'm coming.
Africa is a
Excuse me.
misogynist
No, excuse me, I'm
continent.
coming.
Men are the most important thing. Men carry
Now,
their ego
the
bigger
only
than
law,
women.
the
They
only
have
law,
respect
the
for men.
only law that states, I repeat, the only law that states that a man that is married to a woman is not allowed to go out to be with another woman is when there is a court marriage. And in Africa, excuse me, please, excuse me, that is the only law. But in Africa as a whole, in Nigeria as a whole, when you don't have anything to do related with court marriage, remember court marriage is the Western marriage.
Yes.
The Western does not do traditional marriage, which is our own culture. The court marriage is their own culture, enforced by them to us to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it is not compulsory. In bracket, I repeat, not what? Compulsory. Traditional marriage is compulsory here in Africa. As a Nigerian, you cannot do court marriage, white marriage without doing traditional marriage. It's not allowed. So you cannot bring their own culture, the Western culture, to this place. Now, when you do a traditional marriage as a man, and even a Christian marriage, the Bible does not kick against a man with many wives. Yes or no? The lives of David have many wives. The lives of Solomon have many wives. These are the Western world ideology. I repeat in brackets, ideology. Okay? So you don't expect the country we find ourselves, a man can have a wives, and still have concubines. Is allowed. There is no law. I state there is no law. Even in 1999
There is
Constitution,
no law
amended by
that
President
says-
Obasanjo,
There is
he
no
told us
law.
he did not even state
And
that.
we're not arguing, obviously, in Nigeria as a whole and many other African countries, polygamy is allowed. No problem. But there is no law that talks about cheating in marriage, right? There is no law anywhere that talks about cheating in marriage.
As long as there is the
but
court
as a
marriage.
fundamental human law, which is the human right, when it comes in relationship there is trust. And the breach of trust is betrayal. That's when you cheat in marriage. So marrying someone else is a different option. But you having an affair in your relationship, in your marriage, is what's wrong. That is because you're breaking fundamental rights. You're breaking the bridge of trust in that relationship. So the issue of this whole DNA thing is you thinking your wife already break that bridge. It's when you have to believe, because no man will come up and say, oh, this is not my child. I said they feel suspicious of the woman. And you have to have a reason to feel suspicious of the woman.
You're getting it wrong.
So you asking your wife for DNA, is you telling her, I think you're a cheating woman and I want to find out if you're a cheating woman?
I want us
That's why it is
I want
wrong.
us to get this point. This is what I want you to understand, and I want the whole viewers to understand. DNA is not specifically made to determine the paternity of a child.
But
Listen
why
to
are they
me.
doing it?
Just listen to I'm coming. DNA have 7 reasons
We all
why
know,
it is done.
we heard of the reasons.
But because of the negative thinking of female
yeah.
and the atrocities, they don't even want to go about DNA.
Okay, so would
because
you-
they know that through DNA,
would you,
I'm coming, I'm
would
coming.
you allow
I'm
scientists
coming.
to pick out your DNA
I'm coming.
just because you want them to find out the diseases and traits in your family? Answer that question. Would you allow scientists to just come and say, oh, let me experiment on you, let's take out your DNA and find out what's
I started with when DNA was initiated, it was not initiated because it was to determine the paternity of a child. And I repeat, it was initiated by a Swiss. Do you understand? He has a dual nationality. A Swiss scientist. He did not initiate DNA for the paternity of a child. DNA was initiated because then
But that's what I'm using it for
kids
now.
comes into this world. Most parents don't know about the heredity of their great grandparents.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Some of their great grandparents have symptoms and diseases they know nothing about. So DNA was initiated so that parents can know that your child is a sickle cell patient, your child has social diseases, your child has leukemia, your child has anemia, so that at a very young age, you know the kind of disease this child have. So you can what? Tackle it immediately. But most parents, which especially the females, end up being guilty because most of those child, after doing DNA, they end up finding out that child does not belong to the man. And that's why they're kicking against it. I put it to you. I put it to you. If paternity fraud,
diseases that he wants to do DNA?
listen to me. If paternity fraud is being added to the constitution, I repeat to you, many ladies will be steadfast. I repeat, many ladies will be steadfast in their marriage. Do you know that? There was a rate.
They should also add cheating and adultery to the constitution to be against the law. Okay. Adultery should be against the law then, because many men.
Are you supporting adultery? That adultery should be allowed.
No, I'm saying if we're not going to be holding men down for the adulterous way,
I
don't have any way of confirming a man is being adultery. We shouldn't have a way of confirming a woman is being adulterous.
I believe this my colleague is very lenient. In September 7, 2006, a census was raised about female and the male gender. Do you know that? And our adultery percentage was justified. And we have it as 65% of the adultery rate comes from the female. Do you know that? It was in Guardian, it was in Punch, it was in Vanguard, all over. That is the
That
rate.
was a theory.
Wait,
that was a theory.
What is a
done by
theory?
someone.
What is a theory?
It wasn't.
A theory becomes a theory. First of all, we have what they call
Yes,
excuse me.
proven fact.
First of all, we have what they call the hypothesis. Then after the hypothesis, it becomes a theory. After the theory, it becomes an experiment. But because of the theory, it becomes an acceptable all over the world. So what are you saying?
You're saying women, a lot of women commit adultery. No problem.
No,
They're committing
don't even
adultery.
use a lot. A lot means lesser. Majority.
Okay, women are committing this adultery.
Yes.
But now the only way for you to find out is now by putting your child to test. By putting your child, your whole family in a very determined, in a very bad position. Because now, if found that okay, these children are your child, your wife will lose trust in you. For example, she'll see you as you don't even trust anything she's doing. This woman has been loyal to you, giving you all.
Can a loyal
you
woman
ask for.
cheat on you?
So
Well, a loyal woman can
if
never
a
cheat.
woman
I don't
is
even
loyal
understand where
to
you're
you-
driving at.
So what I'm driving at is
A loyal woman can never
asking
cheat on
women,
you.
asking you can't just ask any woman to come and do DNA
Can I ask you a question, please?
Except
Permit
you can't
me.
be
Wait,
bothered.
permit me, please. Can I ask you a question?
Except you can't
Okay,
tell
I
the
have
other
two
cheating.
questions. I just have two questions to ask
Okay,
you.
what's
Please
the
permit
question?
me.
Please answer.
Are you married?
No.
Okay. You're not married. Second question. If you're married, assume you're married, will you be able to bring another man's child to give to your husband without letting him know? Is a question to you. Yes or no?
No, obviously we don't have
No, and why are you supporting it?
I'm not supporting it.
That's
I'm
all.
saying
You already hit the nail on
I'm
the
not
head.
supporting it. I'm
You-
not,
you
we're not
said you
talking
wouldn't do
about
that.
wait. We're not talking about bringing another man's child to a man. The question is, should a man ask his wife for DNA? That's a disrespect.
Now, I will
You did
explain
not
to you.
catch your wife cheating on you.
Okay.
It's a different thing if you have a
Now,
girlfriend.
let me
and you say, okay,
conclude.
I have to ask my
Let me
girlfriend for
con-
DNA.
let me-
Your wife,
let
there
me
is
give you-
trust between you and
Let
your
me give
wife.
you this point now. With this point, I know you'll be
And
able
your wife does not
I've been
question
trying.
you. Wait, if every night, if it's like, okay, they want to do DNA test, no problem.
You know
should
what?
start agreeing to DNA
Okay,
test.
let me use-
It means that men will also agree that every night when they come back home, a woman will perform a test on them. Like this test they call, I can't really remember the word.
That's
but
nothing
it's
happened.
done, no, it's done with a paper test, right?
Okay.
It is used to find out if a man has been sexually active for the whole day. So if you want women to do DNA tests to find out whether they are cheating or they are adulterous, they should run those kind of tests.
Now
on
let
them
me
too.
let me
So
let
when
me
a man comes home,
Wait,
the
you
woman
know what?
will run that test on him to confirm whether he was sleeping with another woman
Okay.
or not.
You know what? You know what? Let me just tell you something. Now, before DNA was really initiated, you should know these are not even meant for laymen because professors comes together, scientists comes together. These are people that are vast. These are people that are knowledgeable. You don't think this set of people can come together to deceive the whole world in bringing DNA? Just listen
They brought
to me.
it to control women.
No, I'm coming. Listen to me, please. Okay? They come together because why? First of all, do you know something? Let me tell you this today. The former Prime Minister of Argentina collapsed because of DNA. He has been raising a child for more than 32 years.
And
He
finally
ended up finding
discovered-
that children were not his.
Imagine.
I'm coming. The former Prime Minister of Ecuador, Julius Caesar, the same thing happened to him. He has been raising children for the past 19 years. And he later found out that these children were not his.
Even here in
Okay,
Nigeria.
let's go back to
let's
Nigeria.
not,
I'm
yes,
coming.
yes.
The former chief judge in the regime of President Olusegun Obasanjo, okay, who ruled from the year 1999, that ruled us for 8 years, also collapsed when he found out that 3 of his female kids he trained in Harvard University ended up not being his. I want to ask you, what is the justification that it is right? I put it to you this.
Who says the children are not
If DNA
DNA
can be
when
introduced to
DNA
our
is just a
society,
destroyer of
paternity
family
fraud
and
will
giving
be
men
avoided.
headache.
Do you know paternity fraud will be avoided?
But wait, at the end of the day, all
Okay.
these men that collapsed, they didn't collapse because they found out the children are not their own. They collapsed because they found out that, oh, this wife I was trusting has actually cheated on me.
I think DNA is even needed for because we have some cases that after giving birth in the hospital,
I'm driving there. I'm going there. I'm even going there. I'm
kids.
even going there.
And
No,
the
I'm coming.
child is not
I
even
want her
for
to
you, the
digest.
female.
I want her to digest what
You
I'm
know,
saying.
some hospital they exchange,
No,
baby.
you
give
don't
it
need
to
to
the
say some
doctor.
hospitals. I will give instances.
You understand? There's
I'll give
sweet
instances.
children.
If you have before, you can Google.
There's sweet children in hospital.
Wait, in 2010, I don't know the months, in St. Nicholas Hospital, here in Lagos, there was an interchange of children. One of the child belongs to this senator that is dead. This Igbo senator, I've forgotten the name. Okadigbo. The wife of Okadigbo, or the concubine of Okadigbo, was having a child. The children were interchanged.
It happened.
Do you know if not for DNA?
We'll find
Okadigbo
out.
would have taken, and the nurse involved did it intentionally. But because of the DNA, that saved those family.
So
Now, I want to ask you this question. I'm putting it to you. Has DNA done more good or bad to the society?
DNA is actually doing its own part.
No,
right?
not the pro.
Wait,
No.
Has it done more
has
good in the
I
society
can't say
than
it's doing
more
more
bad?
good or bad because it has destroyed so many families.
What family?
That's
Destroyed built
yes,
no.
it does. Yes, it does. Because at the end of the
You
day,
shouldn't. Don't use the word
yes, I'll use
destroy.
the word destroy.
It
because
has exposed it.
it's not exposing anything.
No.
A family was at peace, not knowing. The
Not knowing they were.
Wait,
no,
the
let me-
man is at peace.
DNA bring.
Not
No,
knowing
no.
whether the
Do you
children
know what
is
they
his
call?
own
Do you
children.
know what they call
Let
truth?
me talk.
Truth
Let me
cannot be
talk
hidden
because at
for
this
long.
point now,
Can't hide the truth for long.
we're just
Yeah,
showing the whole misogynist thing. Men is like 2 men to 1 man. The same
No, that's
misogynist
not
men
it.
do to women. Just being sexist in everything and trying to always prove that the women are the wrong one. That's why they use this whole DNA thing. Yes, DNA was.
Are you using
fashioned.
sympathy to judge
I'm not
this?
using sympathy.
So
to
why
judge.
would you say
I'm not using sympathy
breaking a
to
home?
judge.
A home that's already built on lies?
I'm not using
A home that's already
home
built on
what is-
unfaithfulness?
It's not better to live in lies and live in peace. Than
Why would
have
you live on lies?
truth
What does-
and
is there anything
deny
that
the
is built on lies that
frustration?
last?
What's the point of okay, a man?
No,
that-
no, no,
okay,
listen to me,
A man
listen
that
to
has
me.
been training the children for many years,
Yes.
and he was in peace, he was happy, he was fine.
It
His
is
children-
criminal. It
his
is
children
fraud.
have grown up,
That's
and
It
they
is
were taking
fraud.
care of him.
It
And
is
they
fraud
know him
and it
as-
is criminal.
They know him as a father. They were giving him all the rights as a father.
What?
Then he decides to go and do a DNA test.
You know-
And after the DNA test, he finds out that the children are not his own. He loses the right as a father. He doesn't have his own children.
You know there
but
is a-
now, even the children that he has raised will start questioning him. Why do you allow us
And
to
that's
that
the
we're your
question.
children?
Do you know there is
At
difference
the end of the day,
Do you know there is
you
difference
spoil
between-
your peace of mind.
Do you know there is
At the
difference
end of the
between-
day, the man is at the loss.
Do you know there is
So
difference between-
running this DNA thing, you might think you are exposing a cheating woman, but at the end of the day, you put
mentioned-
yourself in suffering.
you mentioned the father.
You are suffering.
You mentioned father.
You don't have children anymore. You don't have your wife. You don't have your peace of mind. In a situation whereby the children are not even your own, your wife will still be very angry with you. She will hate you for the fact that you distrusted her. So at the end of the day, the whole peace in the family is lost.
You're not getting this.
By just requesting for
Wait.
one single DNA,
Wait.
you already caused a whole
Now
calamity.
let me explain this.
So,
Well, let me
even if
explain this.
DNA has its own benefit of letting people know whatever symptoms is in their body or whatever good thing, whatever diseases might be flowing in their DNA and everything. If DNA is even good for figuring out whose children is whose children, it also has its own bad
Now let me explain
because
this.
it causes breakage in home
No, excuse
and it
me.
causes break in family.
Let
And
me-
except from all the wreckage and the breakage in home, it's also caused. It's also a very sexist thing because it makes men feel like now they have a reason to prove that a woman can be adulterous.
No, why would you, under my roof, impose children? Let me tell you. Normally, it is fraud.
It's not fraud.
It's criminal.
Another is imposing.
Should I tell you why it is fraud?
How is it fraud?
You're imposing someone else's children as mine.
She didn't impose them on you.
How?
You guys are married.
Are they mine?
Once you're married, anything that comes from the woman is yours.
I beg. Why
I
Wunmi?
can't speak for women.
Mohbad don't die since
No, she is a
September.
woman.
I know she's a woman, but I can't speak
I
for
want
her.
you to know
I
that-
don't know what's going on in her head. But I
No, we're
don't
still
really
talking
know
about
she-
issue of DNA.
DNA, yes.
Why is she
You know-
avoiding it?
Why is
We don't
Wunmi
really know the
avoiding
background.
DNA till now?
We don't really know the background story behind it. She might have many reasons for avoiding. Like she said they're threatening her. And they're threatening the life
She
of
said
her
she
child.
cannot expose her child to DNA.
Yes, maybe she has a reason for no one to. Because, like you said, DNA can be used to do so many things. A person's DNA can be used to find out things to even use and kill him. So, what if she doesn't want to do a DNA because she knows they're threatening the life of her child, and they want to use a DNA as an excuse to find a way to harm the child? That might be the reason why she doesn't want to do it. Not like I'm trying to
last
support
year-
her or anything. Not like I'm trying to support
Okay,
her or anything. The whole Mohbad story and the whole thing is actually very tragic and it's very, it's very painful to hear.
It's
that
still surprising
they're
that
still
till now-
dragging the whole thing
till
like
now,
this till
since
now.
last year.
It's actually very painful to hear it.
Mohbad
I'm
died
not trying to
September
support
last
her or
year till
anything,
now.
though. Like everybody said, let her just go and do the DNA and let Mohbad soul rest in peace.
Why is she holding
Like,
on?
let
Why
her
is she
just
not
do the
doing
whole
it?
thing
Why
and
is
let
Wunmi
soul
not
rest
doing
in
this
peace.
DNA?
But if we are to argue it, she
What's the
have her
culture
own
that she's
reasons.
waiting for?
She might have her reasons.
You know something now. I when I explain, I like the viewers to really understand my point of view. You see the aspect of Wunmi is not justified. To my own terms, I say she's criminal. She's fraud and she has a lot of hidden skeleton. She's hiding in her secret cupboard. You know why I said so? Look at the likes of the former CEO for Access Bank. What's his name? That died on plane crash.
Yes.
Do you know DNA were collected on the rest of the kids that were alive? He was a billionaire. But the family decided to perform DNA on the kids to know
So they can know
the
whether
lineage
it's
of
the
those
woman
man.
they will
No,
keep on
to know the lineage of the man still alive. That is a billionaire. And the family of both the deceased woman and the family of the deceased man accepted. You know why? Because they have nothing to hide. I will drive you back also. I don't know the particular month, but I guess it's you can Google it. Sweden is a Sweden writer, Lundberg. I don't know the year. Same thing happened to Lundberg. He's a Sweden writer. He was dating a woman. Now he wanted to win an award. Lundberg wanted to win an award, and he was involved also on a car accident. Do you know what happened? Because he had a lot of properties. The family of Lundberg were not okay with the woman. They said no, when he was dating their son, they believed he was cheating. They asked for DNA. The woman gladly came out.
And
He did the
she
DNA.
did it.
And Lundberg's child
Was
was his. And everything became his. Now, how come here? In Africa, we are very sentimental when it comes to women. Okay?
That's true.
What woman is doing is called social media blackmail. She comes online, she posts something, and allow we, the Instagram followers, to debate on it. I don't know if you understand. How come your husband died? A painful death. A boy of less than 26 years. He died, he was not given a befitting burial. As I speak to you, the husband is still in the mortuary.
They've not buried him.
They haven't buried him. That boy is not resting in peace. And what women care about is his life, her life, sorry, or she cares about what people say. What she should care about is the death of her husband. What she care about is the legacy of her husband. That is what should be the priority of any woman. But she don't care. Also what she cares is what she wants to gain. Because she has hidden skeleton. And I put it to you this today. And I will tell you this. First of all, women have a lot of things that will be unveiled very soon. I put it to you. Thank God for the Nigerian police force that are working around the clock to bring that to you. I'm telling you this. Women and every other co-women that have the same kind of character will all be brought to book. Because how come? I tell you this today. There is also, you know Margaret Thatcher. Everybody know Margaret Thatcher. She is a British, a strong woman. She said, an enemy to your husband is your enemy. And an enemy to your wife is your enemy. How come Mohbad was having a fight with Naramali? A fight with Sabilari, and Wunmi was there engaging on the Instagram post, liking, commenting, and you call him your husband. How come? And how come that is also in Nigeria? And a lawyer will always advise you immediately, if you are not married, they'll tell you make your mother your next of kin. That is what every lawyer will tell you. But immediately you're married, they will never tell you make your wife a next of kin. When you give birth, they tell you make your children. How come Wunmi is the next of kin to own Mohbad property when Mohbad have a son? Look at it, it's not clear.
I'm not living with Wunmi. Neither am I living, was I there?
No, we are still talking about the DNA.
See
No, I
DNA,
cannot-
everything
I
is
cannot-
That's to
around
tell you the advantage of
I cannot
DNA.
really-
Because if DNA was
I cannot
not,
really say
if DNA was not in the picture, women would have gone scot-free.
I cannot
But right
really
now
say
she's
for
been
Wunmi.
captured. She's been tied knot and tied because of DNA.
I cannot really say for Wunmi, and I'm not in support. I feel like she should do the whole DNA thing to at least.
So you're supporting DNA? Wow.
No, the only reason why I support the
You just
DNA
supported
in this
DNA.
situation.
You just
No,
supported
the only reason why I'm supporting DNA in this situation is because her husband died a tragic death, right? And after dying a very tragic death, if the family are requesting DNA just because they have one or two reasons of their own,
Not
should
one
just
or
as
two.
long as it's
No,
not-
don't
as
call it
long
one or
as it's
two.
not threatening
When you say
and
one or
not
two, it
that-
means the reasons are very tiny.
I don't know what
No,
the reasons are.
listen to me.
I
Listen
don't know
to me.
what the reasons are.
Listen
It
to
could be
me.
very sketchy. Like the whole CEO thing. I
Listen
don't
to me.
agree with the whole
Now,
DNA thing.
I
the whole
want
CEO
to
thing.
put it to you now.
Why would a family request for DNA just because they want to keep the man's property?
I want to put it
So
to you.
they're praying.
You know why they did that?
They're praying.
No.
They're praying that those
No.
children should not be his own.
No, let me
Those
explain.
children should not be
Let
his
me
own.
explain.
So they can collect
No, let me
property.
explain. Before I
That's
explain.
so bad.
I want to.
It's
I
like
want
you
to.
having to put a woman on. The woman has to be the one to be sacrificed
No, excuse
just
me.
because of your own selfishness.
I want to explain this before I explain.
Why is it every time?
First
every
of all,
time,
I'm
women
gonna-
are always the one
I'm
being
gonna-
put in line.
I'm gonna-
At the end of the day, they'll say we're looking for sympathy. But we're not looking for sympathy. We're always just being put on the line.
I want to explain this to you. I've met so many cases. First of all, I repeat, my name is Barrister Nicholas, as I said. Okay, I'm an human rights activist. And I'm also former what, lower chamber, human rights, Minister of Foreign Affairs. I want to tell you this. I've met a lot of cases like this. And I have a lot of experiences about it. Okay? The lives of the CEO of Access Bank was not because of the family want to inherit. No. When billionaires died, different people start coming out of the picture saying, hey, I have a child for him, I have a child for him. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the family did that so that anybody imposter that is coming in should know that DNA is going to be involved. And there's a penalty if you come.
To the real wife.
No, listen to me. Because definitely many people will start coming. Hey, I met him when he was poor. I have a child for him.
This DNA though? Like how accurate is this DNA?
Thank you.
DNA can be manipulated.
No, 99.9. No, 99.9.
It's always 99.9. But DNA can be manipulated. I can actually,
Can you
yes,
tell me
if I
what-
have
can
access
you
to
get-
manipulate it, I would manipulate it.
How
Women can choose to do a DNA and actually manipulate it.
Wait.
Because DNA can be manipulated. You can bribe whoever is doing the DNA.
Because if she's going to do
Manipulate
it, if she's going to do it in a private hospital.
Even if they do it in the public
No.
hospital, because they're human beings that are in charge.
Why not be private hospital?
It's human beings that are in
If DNA
charge
is going to
of
be
it.
manipulated,
DNA can be manipulated.
Wumi had done a DNA. Now let me bring it back to you. Wumi did DNA last
There was a
year.
time there
And
was a
posted
time
it
this
on
blogger
IG
posted.
stories. Because she was thinking then that people would just listen to that. Do you understand? In Nigeria as a whole, there are 4 hospitals, you can Google and check,
Okay.
that are allowed to carry out DNA.
Not, you can't just go to anyhow hospital.
Yeah.
You can't just go to one
They're
hospital.
just registered
The number
for
1
that.
hospital is Zenith Hospital. They're in charge of DNA, kidney transplant, and anything that goes with that.
Okay.
St. Nicholas Hospital, Augustus Hospital, Abuja. The last one is in Calabar, I can't remember them. These are the 4 hospitals. So there is no way Wumi will be able to bribe St. Nicholas Hospital. Or will be able to, if she had that way, she had backup, she would have done that. You know why? When the DNA is being done in that hospital, they don't just bring out that slip. It goes through other medical personnel. And there's a transcript. That transcript, when you post it, a real surgeon, orthopedic, goes through it, knows if it's fake or no, all over the world. So that is why it cannot be manipulated. Do you understand what I mean? And remember, as I said, it is no more an hypothesis. It's not a theory. A theory means it has been conducted in France, Switzerland, Germany, at least 15 countries. And it has proven right. And that's why it becomes a theory. So my dear, support DNA. Because it is the best.
I'm not if I'm not in support of DNA. What I'm not in support is men having a reason to catch their adulterous wife. When there is no way for
So
a
you're
woman to
justifying
catch
a
an
woman to
adulterous
be
woman.
adulterous.
I'm not justifying it. I'm
Okay,
saying
okay.
if we cannot hold a man responsibility for her being adulterous, why should we be able to hold the woman responsible?
So now we've heard from you. So leave the rest to the viewers now. Viewers, what do you think? You think DNA, this DNA matter? Let's leave English. This DNA matter, do you think is a necessity in a marriage, or do you think it's not important? She has her own point. Our barrister here Barrister Nicholas. He has spoken his own mind. No, na for real matter, na so we dey do am. We dey talk how e dey do us. As e be for our mind, we no dey hide am, we dey talk am out. Wetin be your own opinion concerning this matter? Is it important to do this DNA test, or you think e dey scatter marriages, just like she said? Drop your opinion in the comment section and share this video. Watch out for the next episode. Thank you.